Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to day 3 of 31 days of Horrorween. Today, as we are still in Boyd Crowder week, we're going to be talking about Night of Terror. Before I get into anything else, though, I want to say thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. Thank you so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. All right, so Boyd's third request, or at least the third request that I picked for this week, is Night of Terror. I went with Night of Terror 1933. There is another Night of Terror. I think it came out in 2006 or something like that. And I started to watch that one, but it didn't seem like a straight horror movie. It seemed like one of those kind of horror-esque or like thriller, like Lifetime movies. I don't know for sure. But it definitely wasn't like a straight horror movie. So I went with this one. Directed by Benjamin Stoloff, Night of Terror follows a family whose uncle has left a vast fortune meant to be divided among the family and servants. At the same time, one of the members of the family is conducting an experiment which requires him to be buried alive for 8 hours. While the scientist is buried, the members of the family start dying one by one, presumably at the hands of the maniac serial killer that has been on the loose in town. So I kind of decided on my break that I wanted the Exhumed movie reviews to be a bit more informational than just review, because I feel like I kind of tend to have the same things to say about the older movies, and since they came out so long ago, like I feel like there's only so many things I can kind of nitpick at it, because you do have to take into account when they came out. So I wanted them to be a bit more information heavy, but then of course when I decide that the first one I do, Night of Terror, doesn't have that much information about it out there. But don't worry, the next like technical Exhumed movie review you will see will be more information heavy. Now let's get into what I liked about Night of Terror. I feel like the movie was pretty well done, like especially like scare wise. There were a few elements in the movie that I had just thought of as more modern techniques, so it's interesting to see them in an older movie like this. I'll give an example. There's a point in the movie where the family members discover a murder in the house, and then at that moment there's a knock at the door, and then when somebody goes to open the door, a dead body, you know, falls through the door and scares everybody. And I felt like that was something more modern. Like that definitely seems like a slasher sort of thing to do, and it was just really cool and like I guess innovative for that time too. It's not that innovative, but you know what I mean, like I feel like that's more of a modern thing to do, so it was cool to see it in an older movie like this. That's the point I'm getting at. I also like that Bela Lugosi wasn't a villain in this one. I feel like a lot he did get typecast to play a villain. He was definitely typecast to be in horror in general, I feel like, but he was almost always the villain. So I really like seeing him in a role that wasn't the villain. I mean, he did get accused of murder at some point in the movie, but spoiler alert, he's not actually the murderer. So it totally counts. He's the good guy. Speaking of the bad guy, I really did like the reveal of that, which I'm gonna spoil because this movie is way old, so I don't feel bad about it. Sorry. Professor or Doctor Hornsby is his name, the one that was buried alive. So it was all a ruse, and there was like a tunnel apparently dug underground, and the coffin that he's in has like a trapdoor. So as soon as he's buried, he just goes out the trapdoor, crawls through the tunnel, and is like going through secret passageways in the house and killing off all of his family members so that he can inherit the entirety of his uncle's fortune and not have to split it between anybody. I really liked that reveal. It was definitely, obviously they saved it right till the end of the movie, but I thought it was really effective and cool, and again, kind of innovative. It's like very like murder mystery party kind of feeling. I don't know. I just liked it. Because I was wondering too, like as the movie is going on, I was like, well, your uncle just died, so like why are we still going on with this experiment? Like a normal person would postpone the experiment, right? Especially something like your uncle died and then you're gonna pretend to be buried alive. I know it's in the name of science, but come on, man. I also liked, which this kind of goes against what I just did, I just spoiled the ending. At the very end of the movie, there's like kind of one of those gimmicky kind of funny things. The maniac, who is supposed to have been killed at the end of the movie, comes back to life and breaks the fourth wall and is talking to the audience and saying, if you know, like, don't you dare reveal the end of this movie or I'm gonna find you and kill you. That's essentially what he says. But I liked that. I love gimmicks like that. Like, and that's not even really a gimmick. It's not as gimmicky as stuff like William Castle's movies or anything like that. But I just wish I could like go back in time, like, you know, like Bill and Ted style, like just get in a phone booth and like go back in time and like watch these movies when they premiered in the theater. I feel like that'd be so cool. Because I feel like nowadays you couldn't do a gimmick like that. One, because people would probably get offended if somebody in a movie said they were gonna kill you if you told the end. But also I feel like with technology nowadays, it just wouldn't, like, I don't know, it just wouldn't be the same. Like, we see so much in terms of technology and animation and like video games that straight up look like movies, like they look real, like real people, that we just wouldn't be impressed. Do you know what I mean? So I wish I could go back and watch some of these older movies with like the cool gimmicks and things. Like, yeah. The only thing I didn't like about this movie was the crazy amount of characters. So there are a lot of family members. We got the servants, and there's like a reporter guy running around and all the police, and it just gets really confusing. I'm getting confused as to like who is who, how they were related, if they were related. And I feel like because there were so many characters, you kind of missed out on some character development, like with Mary. I think she's the main girl who is engaged to Hornsby, who ends up being the killer, but she's also flirting with the reporter Tom. She's flirting with him too, and it's like, I want to know why. I mean, she can flirt with whoever she wants, you know, whatever, but it just makes you wonder, you know, because she keeps flirting with him and then is like, I'm engaged sort of thing. So it's like, why are you saying that? Like, I feel like there could have been like some character development, like Hornsby is so wrapped up in his work that he doesn't have time to pay attention to her, hence her flirting with other guys because she's not getting the flirting from Hornsby. And that would kind of maybe allude to the fact that Hornsby is the killer, and like maybe we suspect him a little bit because, you know, I don't know, like I just needed some more character development, you know what I mean? That being said though, was Night of Terror worth it? I say yes. I had never heard of this movie. That's a surprise. And I'm glad that you recommended it, Boyd, if this was the one you meant. If this is not the one you meant, I'm sorry. I tried watching the other one, but it didn't seem like a straight horror movie, you know? It was moving a little bit slow. Seemed more like family drama sort of stuff. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. On IMDb, it has a 5.7 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it doesn't have any score, critic or audience. Drop the ball there, Rotten Tomatoes. On Letterboxd, it has a 2.9 out of 5. Obviously, this is available on Amazon, so there will be a link to rent the movie via Amazon on my blog. There will also be a link in the description box. There is no pressure to use that link, but if you do, it does help out the channel a little bit. So if you've seen Night of Terror, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. Of course, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today, because I'm posting a video every single day in October, and then my regular schedule is Monday through Friday. So I mean, videos all the time, people. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.